I was raised in Southwest Virginia in a town called Grundy. It's mostly a coal mining town, so my first trips skiing were in West Virginia. My mother and father both worked in the coal mining industries. My grandfather was in World War II and my father was drafted into Vietnam. I grew up respecting and loving the country that I was raised in, and I was tired of going to school. I was tired of what I considered to be a boring, normal, everyday life, and I wanted something with a little more adventure, something a little more exciting in it. And so I joined the United States Army to serve our country when I was 20 years old. I spent 4 months in Mosul, Iraq before I was injured. On the morning of November the 7th, 2003, we were moving out to an observation post. My squad jumped off of the truck that we were in and ran inside. I stayed on the truck to pop a troop strap across the rear of the truck, and that's when the rocket came in the truck. It hit in the taillight by my right leg and exploded. It killed Staff Sergeant Canon, and it took the hand of Sergeant Yoakum, and it blew me up against the back of the truck. I don't remember seeing my legs. I can remember seeing my pants being torn. I remember screaming, and my boys saw me and noticed that I was trying to walk out of the back of the truck with one leg missing, and so they dove on me. The next thing I could remember was them tying the tourniquets on my legs. It just hurt so bad, and the next thing I remember was waking up after surgery. I think it did take some time to cool my aggression and to kind of calm down, and yeah, I feel like for the most part I'm pretty normal as a legless guy that went to combat can be. The challenges that we faced at home with me not walking were different. I would get in the car, and then my pregnant wife would carry my 30-pound wheelchair around to the side, throw it in the back of the car after she had strapped in our son in his car seat. She was doing a lot in the beginning to take care of me and to take care of our family. It wasn't until my wife went back to work that I was left home alone with my son. And I'm in a wheelchair, my legs are very tender, and because of the way that our kitchen was shaped, I couldn't get the refrigerator door open. I didn't have anything to drink all day, my son didn't have anything to drink all day. It was the first time in my life that I realized that I was disabled and things were going to be different. One of the first trips that I took advantage of was a trip to Aspen to Snowmass for the DAV Winter Sports Clinic in '04. I came out ready to go, and my buddy said, "You know, my stump is killing me. Why don't we try this monoski thing?" And I said, "Man, come on. It's, you know, I'm struggling to get out of a wheelchair. I don't want to get back in a different kind of a wheelchair." And he said, "Man, I'll give it a try if you'll give it a try." And I got on snow and just absolutely fell in love with the monoski. I used the same lifts, the same snow, the same runs, the same anything. I did things a little differently, but I went anywhere anyone else on the mountain went. It was fun, it was exhilarating, it was fast, it was exciting. It was freedom from the chair, it was freedom from the world of disability that I was struggling with.
Heath was one of the first athletes that came to our initial Learn to Monoski race camp, and he was one of the athletes that came to us and said, you know what, I'm not going home. Once I found out he had kids and a wife back in Tennessee, and he was leaving all of that to come out here, I knew he was determined to be good at this sport.
We'll try it. We'll try it. We'll have to.
I enjoyed skiing so much, and I really wanted to push whatever it was, whatever it could be, and see where I could take it.
In 4 years, he's learned to race and come in last in every race to being the National Super G champion and now qualified for the Paralympics. There's no athlete that I've coached in 16 years that has shown that kind of determination and that ability to go from never ever ski racer to best in the world.
Growing up in a small town in Virginia, didn't have very many disabled people, and I didn't even think about amputations or spinal cord injuries or any of that. I guess I was blind to the fact that it was even out there.
We have a 63-year-old visually impaired woman that trains with us. We have a 19-year-old visually impaired girl that trains with us. The Wounded Warriors realized quickly that they're part of a very large disabled community that wants to support them as well.
3, 2, puppy! Go!
I think Heath is very motivated by the fact that he can prove to other Wounded Warriors that they can be competitive, they can set goals, they can meet their goals, and they can aspire to be the best in the world at something again.
Ranger School taught me that your body can go a lot farther than you think it can. When your mind tells you that you need to quit, you're probably only halfway to failure. I'm puffing and puffing and can barely breathe and want to throw up, and I know that my body will just keep going. Not quitting and not giving up. It certainly helped me learn to walk. I think if anything, my intensity has to get tougher. Kevin, my coach, told me to be as prepared as you can possibly be. Put it on the line, and that's all you can do. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter because you tried as hard as you possibly could. You trained, you put in the work in the gym, on the snow. And that's something that I need to know for myself, that if I do not do very well, I tried as hard as I could and no regrets. I had a blast getting there. And I don't want to think about complete and utter failure. The biggest race, essentially, of my life to this point will come 4 years to the same week as my first race ever. I'm going to be skiing the top guys in the world and hopefully beating them.
I didn't think he could get to the Paralympics in 3 years of training. I didn't think it was possible. I've never seen anybody do it before, and Heath proved me wrong. Just being able to represent his country again, I think, is huge for Heath. To be wearing USA on his jacket in a different field of battle. He's not in combat, but he is in combat on the ski hill. I think that means a lot to Heath.
I'm very privileged to be able to do what I'm doing, but at the same time, my kids need a dad. It's tough on a 4- and 5-year-old and a 7-and-a-half-year-old to understand why Dad's never home.
Hey, dude. What's wrong? Oh, you sounded all sad there for a minute. I miss you, buddy.
My wife is supportive as well, and she wants me home as well.
Well, I'm sure you're doing the best you can.
She knows that I need to be here to train because when it's all said and done, she wants to know that her sacrifice was worth something as well.
All right. Love you too, sweetheart. Bye.
For me to continue to do this, at some point it does become selfish. I have promised my wife that I'm going to go to the Paralympics. I'm going to finish up this ski season, and then I'm going to retire. We all fight our own battles with what we have, whether that's a physical disability, a mental disability, or sometimes even just a disability that we give ourselves. I'd love to be able to wiggle my toes in carpet. That's one of those things I miss. But I've gotten so much from losing my legs. I've been able to see so much of the world, to do so many things. My life has truly been blessed since I lost my legs. It's an experience that I wouldn't wish on anyone else, but since it was mine, you know, I've definitely enjoyed myself, and yeah, I've really enjoyed myself since I've lost my legs.